Our test speaker for today's speech contest, evaluation speech contest, is Parvez with a speech entitled, I Believe. With a speech entitled, I Believe, please welcome Parvez.
It was the school holidays. I went with my son to a carnival in the city. My 11-year-old son wanted to spend his last few dollars on a game that involved throwing a small ball through a basketball hoop that was only slightly bigger than the ball. I told him, don't try that game. It's too hard, almost impossible. Why don't you use it and play another simple game, or maybe even a ride? But like all children, he insisted. I gave in. I thought to myself, well, I'll let him go and try it and see how silly he will be to try such an impossible thing. My son went and took the ball. He looked at the hoop and threw the ball right in. As he went and collected his prize, he came up to me and said, Dad, you thought I couldn't do it, but I believed I could. My heart sank. I had learned an important lesson in life thanks to my son. Always believe in yourself. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, how many times have we been in a similar situation? We are told by our parents, our friends, our teachers, it's too hard, you can't do it. And why don't you try something more simple? And we stop believing in ourselves. We deprive ourselves of the success that we so rightly deserve. A lot of us in this room must have heard, life's battles don't always go to the fastest or the strongest man. But sooner or later, the man who wins is the man who thinks he can. The man who thinks he can always wins. Let me give you another story. A professor walked into the examination hall of his final year university students. He looked at them and said, I am privileged to be your professor this year. And I know how hard all of you all have studied to keep up your GPA scores. Because I know how important these scores are to you, I am willing to offer you an option. You could opt of not to do this test, and I'll give you an automatic B grade. The relief in the room was audible. A number of students jumped up, shook a hand of the professor. They thanked him, took their B grade, and went off. There were only a handful of students left. The professor said one more time, this is your last chance. You could get an automatic B grade. One more student left the room. There were only 5 students left now. The professor handed out a question paper to all of them. On that were written only 2 sentences. Congratulations! You all have scored an A grade because you believed in yourself. When you wake up, and there will be a number of times when when things will seem hard and the road will seem uphill, but always believe in yourself. Believe in your ability to get through these challenges and build a successful life for yourself. I, and most of you all must have known by now, have a stammer. I had it for all my life. And for most of my life, it had held me back. As a child, I was shy and introverted. I didn't make a lot of friends. I held myself back from a lot of activities at school. As I grew up, I didn't do a career of my choice. I didn't start my own business. I didn't assert myself at work. I didn't step out of my comfort zone. Then, a few years back, I joined a program to manage my stutter. I started believing in myself. I joined Toastmasters. And sometime back, with wobbly feet, I gave my icebreaker speech, which was entitled, I Dare to Speak. Today I stand in front of you all and can proudly say, I believe I can speak. So whenever you feel down, just close your eyes and believe in yourself and remember the words of the song. I believe I can fly. I believe I can touch the sky. I think about it every night and day. I can spread my wings and fly away.